Welcome to the stream. New patch came out in Watertown, so I decided to go ahead and play it. Sadly, I wanted to play on Workers League server like the last time, but a small patch just literally came out, and Workers League didn't catch up yet. So today we'll be playing on Big Belly Truckers, I think is the name of the server. And we will check out what new update added to the game. I'm playing on the same save as I was last time. So we do have a Kira. I did give it a paint job since the last time. I tried doing some kind of a rodent. I tried doing a beaver because I felt like it would be easier to do in eco management system in the game, but it was just terrible, so I gave up. I found this decent looking paint job. I don't remember who made it. Oh yeah, it's looking pretty fun. And we do have sound this time. Last time I didn't notice that OBS tried to betray me and got rid of my sound for me. I think we will go back to our little Dabo and start off with there we go. So yeah, let's get our Dabo back. Actually, we can have a look and first of all repair it. Second of all, we can maybe paint it. Nice beige color. And of course I'm not gonna add it to a palette and yes. We can maybe put some parts on. Could put bigger engine in, but I don't think that's necessary. What would actually be helpful is lowering it a little bit, but that's really expensive. Wheel spaces would also be very helpful. Guess I could do 40s in the back. Because last time we were playing, it really did struggle with cornering. It was really flippy. Also, we can put a roll bar in the back. And that should help a lot with the flipping. Alright, so really quickly, what I know was added is 2 new trailers, which are kind of the same trailer, but like 2 different types of it. The limestone system is completely different. There is a new farm here, sunflower farm. And yeah, the new trailer is actually a new trailer type, grain trailer type, and you can transport sunflower seeds with it. And right now, I think that's the only thing it's used for. And yeah, and because the limestone system is completely changed, there's also a new truck, giant construction, not mining truck, giant mining truck, and you need to actually make it here. So if you've played this game before, you might know that here in Anson, you can make a car for Formula SCM. The only way to get it, the only way to buy it, is to deliver enough products to the car factory here for them to make it. And it's exactly the same thing with the new mining truck. The mining truck factory is here, and you need to deliver things here in order for them to be able to make it. And I think that is everything major that they added. They also added a little slip road here, but I don't think it's a major change. But right now we are gonna mostly ignore it, and instead we're gonna go to an express. I think there is, yes, there is one express here. We can go there. Whole little bit of boxes. Because we actually didn't do boxes yet. This is a very fresh game, and I didn't do boxes yet. This save. Yeah, boxes are pretty good. They are tiny, and they do pay quite decently. I didn't know that gifts are still a thing. Sure, we can grab a couple of. Not. Carrots are smaller. Now we can also only fit 2 carrots. Yeah, we can fit carrots and a gift bag. Oh, and also apples. Fit some apples. If we leave the gifts, probably 4. Okay, that then. Drop it all down. Now what I'm hoping for today is that we will make enough money to buy a semi. And then maybe we'll pull some sunflowers. Well, let me stop right here and I will deal with the censorship capybara. It is a bit wonky. See? Yeah, I think now it's better. Also, I don't know, this Dabo seems a bit more stable after the upgrades. Was some very cheap upgrades. We still don't have a lot of money. This is probably a car that we are gonna get rid of fairly soon. Because even for holding boxes, it's not that good. $2.5K for one box is a decent pay, actually. Also, I wanted to ask, how did you enjoy the music while waiting? I thought it would make the waiting a bit more interesting. The last night when I was uploading the last stream onto YouTube, I found a couple of like calm ambient medieval tracks and glued them together into a loop. So it's a bit less quiet. Thing. Yeah, and all you have is pallets. I think, yeah. Okay, let's spawn our new Kira. Let's go back to pallets. I think we'll get way more money that way. And since we need to think about 100,000 for a semi, like at least. Yeah, what do we... Guangjin does pay well, in general, but it's fairly hard to get there. And I'm not sure if that truck unupgraded will be able to make it. Oh, I can go to Ara. There's some more. Ara. There we have. I don't know why. By default, trucks in this game have really soft suspension. I'm fine with underpowered trucks. I actually quite like underpowered trucks. I really don't get the soft suspension. It's really soft. Like, yeah, we're going 90, and that's kilometers, not miles. And you can like see how much the truck is moving to the side. And just turning a little bit. Also, I was afraid that that we will have too short gears, so that the engine will just cook on the highway while driving at high speeds. Well, I see that the engine is so underpowered that it actually struggles to reach the high speed on this gearbox. Pull down, or I'm gonna end up sideways again. Hey, in general, it's a decent truck. I was saying before how it's probably mostly nostalgia. Because on my main save, it was my first proper truck. Oh, I don't know, I like Kiras. If you want a small truck for something, Kiras are actually doing its job fairly well. When we finish this delivery, we can go to Gappa Farms and grab some deliveries from there. And then I think if we still don't have enough, we can just drop by the bank and get the rent maybe. Buy a semi. No, and while I was doing changes in schedule to add Thursdays into the schedule, I also changed Saturdays to Cheeky Buggers. I think Saturday streams are gonna be mostly some weird things. For this Saturday, I'm thinking about playing Path of Exile with a roulette build. Basically, there are these online roulette wheels which you can add things to, and I can let the wheel do a build for me. But yeah, I think Saturdays in general, but I will try to do something weird and interesting. Something cheeky. Truck is really not enjoying much the high speeds. Yeah, that was a wheel in the air moment. We don't really have a lot to talk about today. Something will probably come to me. I could actually talk about like hidden designs in infrastructure. Since we're driving, that's like vaguely topical. So what was it called? Was it hostile architecture or something like that? That is. People are saying to talk about that. Like I've never heard that phrase like before, like 10 years ago or something. But yeah, right now people are actually starting to talk about it. And hear about it. It's basically like, for example, you have in cities you have these racks to park bikes at, right? And the thing is that those are not placed where you would think that they should be placed. They're not being placed where a lot of people would like to leave their bikes. Instead, they're mostly placed where the city would not like homeless people to be. Same with like standing benches is like on when you have like new bus stops somewhere, they often put these with like standing benches with like one plank that is at like 30 degrees, so you can lean against that. And it's not for the same reason, though the homeless people are not sleeping on them. Also, the benches with that are like split, because some benches are like split into individual seats. They're also not made that way, so it's easier to keep social distancing or something. They are also made like that, so it's harder for homeless people to sleep on them. And yeah, like I was saying, like a couple of years ago, no one was really talking about it, but now people are actually coming out and starting to talk about it. And it's also a fairly similar thing is being done with the roads. Roads, or rather space around roads, is also designed in certain places in a way to enforce the speed limits. So there was the study that showed that things like obstructions close to the road, so like bushes or things like trees, things like that, are making drivers more afraid, and they're not speeding as much. Also, the width of the drive lane. So you might notice that on highways, lanes are actually wider. You feel more comfortable and you can actually drive faster. But in cities, lanes are usually like really tiny, and in some spaces they are like really tiny, not much wider than the car is. And even then, in Europe, if you drive an American car, your car might actually be wider than the lane. American cars usually are wider than European ones. And that is made that way, so you're afraid to speed. Afraid of speeding. So yeah, yesterday I was talking about how corpus are controlling you. Today, apparently I'm talking about how government is playing with your psychology. So yeah, interestingly enough, most cities are actually spending a lot more money in into making homeless people invisible than actually getting rid of them, helping them out. Because they know that if people don't see a problem, they're not gonna care about it. They don't actually care about solving the problem. They just care about you not seeing the problem. And government in general is solving Hello? What the hell was that? Did you see that? I'm not tripping. Something green flashed, didn't it? I'm gonna have to later have a look. Maybe that was like a glare or in the glasses or something. Well, I could swear that I saw like a green flash. And considering how many driving games lately have UFOs in them for some reason, even Motortown actually does have UFOs in it for some reason. I mean, I'm not sure if it's still out there, but yeah, there is a crashed alien ship somewhere in the desert. I really don't care what's the deal with that. Like, uh, even there was this game, Pacific Drive. This game was basically all about cars and aliens. Like, that's the only thing that the game was about. In Lone Drive as well, there is a spaceship. Uh, there was some other, like, driving games in general for some reason that have aliens in them quite often. I feel like it's happening too often for it to be a coincidence. And it's not even like those developers are from the same country. Hell, they are not even from the same continent. They have literally nothing in common other than they're making driving sims. Hello. Oh hell yeah, it's this road. I don't know how fun it will be with open diff, but usually I freaking love driving trucks for food. I'm a terrible drifter. Like, there is something about drifting trucks on dirt. Yeah, it doesn't really want to drift. I don't think it has enough power. Nope. Does not have enough. Oh, there we go. That was a little bit of a slide. Well, I really need to throw it to get some angle. Okay, that was too much. That was too much. Also, I was thinking yesterday when I was yesterday I was doing quite a bit of things with the channel. I spent like quite a bit of night editing the last stream, putting it on YouTube. I even started making the thumbnails, but they're no longer just the starting screen. Well, yeah, I'm thinking that I will. With my normal streams, I will focus more on doing series. What we have right now, it's not bad, but I feel like it's gonna get fairly stale for me and for you as well. If I play a new game every time and every time start from the scratch. So this might be one of the series that I will continue doing. Also, I'm thinking is lately I found that in Captain of Industry, which I think was my premiere stream in this game. But yeah, and this in Captain of Industry, with a new patch came a new map, and on this map there is a starting location, which is on a tiny island, close to like the rest of the map. So basically the whole map is like one long island, and then a couple of smaller islands next to it, and one of the starts takes place on one of those islands, and it's like really tiny islands. It's the whole island is like about the size of like 5 farms, which is really a lot of space in Captain of Industry. So I think I will do a series on that. Cyberpunk seems to be doing decently. So maybe Cyberpunk. And I will not be doing the series on specific days. Because for example, this game I'm playing with a wheel, and the wheel is quite a bit of a faff to put together. So I might be doing like week of one game at a time, and I'll switch them around. But yeah, Saturdays I will try to keep as Cheeky Buggers. Just to keep things fresh. They might be like, there might be some continuous challenges on things like that in Cheeky Buggers. But like in general, they're not going to be like a very long series. For example, the roulette Path of Exile thing, I could actually do it on Hardcore League and end the challenge when the character dies. Even unloaded, this truck is going all over the place. And like all of the trucks in the game are like that. Because if you actually want to tune up your trucks, like if you want to do like a medium duty truck, properly tuned, you will have to go for like 300% spring strength to make it usable. And if you actually want to do a heavy duty truck, like one that for proper heavy lifting, like for tankers and logs, things like that, like properly heavy things that are close to the weight limit or higher, then you have to not only do the max strength of the springs in the back, but also you need to raise the suspension, compensate for the tag that you're gonna get. Really, I feel like that the springs are way too soft in this game. Actually, it's not only for trucks. Cars have the same issue. If you want to make a decent sports car, especially if you want to go crazy and do some aerodynamics, then you will have the same issue. Basically, you have to go for either max strength springs or the step below that. So 500 or 400. I gotta say that is the first time since I started playing this game I am getting frame drops. I don't know if you can see that, but that's like I think the third frame drop in this session.
No.
And that was like a major frame drop. I don't know if it's the server, because it did say that the server is modded. I don't know what's modded about it, but it's the only like proper server that was available on this version. I remember when hemp was like really profitable before they made the squish. This hemp have like this. It's on very tiny pallets basically, and it fit a lot of them in the trailer. But like late game, that was one of the best things you could pull. And cheese boxes. Cheese boxes were also awesome before the squid. I was talking about the squish last time we were playing that. So basically they introduced this thing where the price of a cargo now depends on the size of your truck. So the bigger truck you have, the less you're gonna get paid. And before they introduced that, yeah, I could go to. Oberhausen. That's it. That's all I can fit in the bag. That sucks. Yeah, let's see if I can. Let's take something else to the supermarket. But yeah, before they introduced the squish, the most profitable tactic was filling the semi-trailer with tiny boxes of stuff, because you could fit like 10 boxes in the same space as like 2 pallets. And they did pay less per piece, but like in general, it could fit like so many of them that it was actually more profitable. And now the new meta is off-roading. Good. That's everything we get apparently. But yeah, we're getting paid like what, 5.5k per pallet. We have 6 of those. And that's what, like 30 something. thousand. So we should be at 70-ish. 80 maybe even. It should be almost enough for a semi. If we're in Jeju, we could grab some furniture deliveries. They do pay quite decently as well. I think I'm gonna grab some fuel before leaving Gappa. Oh, I noticed that they changed the behavior of the long headlights. Before, I could press this button and it changed to a long headlights, but now it just blinks. I don't like it. Yeah, I can probably change it back in the summer. And also, if we're gonna be in Jeju, we could actually check out the motorcycle dealership. There are motorcycles in game. I'm not gonna be driving any. Because I'm driving in a wheel and driving single trucked vehicles on a wheel is weird. It feels weird. I actually didn't drive motorcycles in this game, but I was playing Ice on a Car before on a wheel, and there is a moped there, and it was so weird to drive on a wheel. Oh, bottoming me out a little bit. And almost flipping. Oh, a fellow Kira. Oops. I guess more bit contributor. Island. No one noticed. Wrecking jobs actually are quite fun as well. Actually, my favorite wrecker in the game is also Akira. So it actually might be a little bit more than just nostalgia. Actually, I would love Akira Semi. If they could add it, that would be glorious. I would love it. It would be perfect for hauling like small little cargoes like Chauvins, 7 and 10s. The dump trailer. I would love that. Actually, I might add as a suggestion. Maybe I'm not the only one. It's like, I don't know what it is, but I really do enjoy driving low-powered trucks. Like when I was playing Euro Truck Simulator 2, I would also drive like with one of the low-end engines. Like driving with more than like, oh, I don't know, like 300 horsepower in a Euro Truck, it was always like kind of boring for me. I find it more interesting when you actually need to consider the momentum of your truck. Because if you're driving like high-powered trucks, like with 500, 700 horsepower, basically nothing is an obstacle for you. No matter what you have on your back, no matter how high the hill you're trying to get onto, you are going to be doing that without any issue. And with like these sort of like 200-300 horsepower trucks, you actually need to think about it. You need to think about what gear do you want to what gear do you want to approach the hill on? When do you want to slow down, if you want to slow down? Or maybe you prefer to keep up your momentum. Yeah, I find it more interesting. For the same reason, I love 18-speed transmissions, because they also give you like more. They make it more interesting. They give you more options, more tools in your belt. It's a lot of fun driving a low underpowered truck with an 18 speed. If you have an 18 speed, you are not going to be limited by the lack of power. You won't have an issue of a hill that you literally cannot go onto. It will just be a matter of picking the right gear and keeping up the momentum. It really is fun. Like, the most fun I had in Euro Truck Simulator was driving like a 300, just like slightly above 300 horsepower truck with an 18 speed. And like 30 tons on the back. Plenty of fun. Especially if you actually need to plan your route, considering the angle of the ramps. Because one, you are driving an oversized load, so some ramps you will not be able to fit into. And the second thing is that you are driving underpowered, so some ramps will not be able to get up. Requires some planning and feel for the car. For the same reason, I like racing games that keep you in the same car for an extended period of time. Because it allows the player to get a feel for the car. Then, like, you know, be a part of the car, let's say. Brilliant feeling when you're so used to the car that you know exactly how it's gonna behave.
Yes. I know. We don't care.
And then, when you get very used to the car and you're with the same car for a long period of time, you will actually become quite sad when it's time for an upgrade. Like, there is, in that situation, there is like this excitement at first, right? Because you have a new car, but then after you drive it for a while, it's like, well, it doesn't feel like the old one. You know? You know what I mean? Okay, if I recall correctly, this is the worst supermarket. Because it's absolutely ridiculous to... Yes. Yeah. It is the worst supermarket of I did reverse a semi in once. It's a hell. It's a little bit better with a frame truck. But like, considering that the whole thing about this gameplay is not using external camera, then that will be actually quite tough. Almost like I know what I'm doing. Right. So, I'm pretty sure there is a did not. Yeah, I do. Okay, here it is. There is a motorcycle. Have a look at it.
I forgot.
I actually didn't even. I actually don't even know what motorcycles are in game. I know that there is a scooter. And you can use it to deliver pizzas. And it's apparently best vehicle for delivering pizzas. I'm pretty sure there is like a sporty type of motorcycle. Yeah, I literally have no idea about motorcycles in general. I don't know if you noticed. Oh, there we go. Oh. Oh, so there are just... Are they just free?
You
Yeah.
know, you're just
Yeah.
lost.
Okay. This one looks pretty cool, actually. If I was to get a motorcycle, I would actually go for something like that. Looks like a fairly large one cylinder. Yeah. All right. We have 80,000, and there is a. There we go. There is a furniture store here. So let's go there and deliver some sofas. This service is really deserted compared to the Workers' League or even Trixie. I'm so mad about the last minute patch because, like, literally, I did check like I checked like an hour ago to see if the patch came out, and I snapped a screenshot to do a thumbnail for YouTube later, and it was working perfectly. And then I turned on the game like just before the stream, and there was like this tiny little patch and changed the version. Bullshit. Thursday. There-ish. Nope. Bronco is actually very good for delivering furniture. Oh, it's here. Yeah. There we go. It's slightly bigger box truck. Okay, so these beds are huge. I can probably no, I don't think I can get to these sofas. Maybe these. Can I fit 2 of these? I can. 2 of these as well. So A's and C's are smaller. And yet these I can only fit 1 of, right? Yeah. Alright. Let's grab 2 of the... Nope. Okay, let's grab 2 of these sofas. Bring them to... And we will almost have enough for a semi. I don't remember how much Atlas is. One of the semis. I'm pretty sure the SRT is the cheapest one of all the semis, but I don't quite like it. It looks tiny. I don't know. I just don't like it. It does have a benefit, because it's the truck with the shortest wheelbase in the game. It's really easy to get in tight spaces. Like, I don't know. Oops. Or, actually, when we deliver the sofas, we could go into the quarry, try out the new trucks. They should have some available to, like, rent, right? Whoops. Almost flipped. Oh, we good, we good. The Kira is way less tripping prone than what was it called? Not Daffy. Dabo. That's what it's called. Yeah, Dabo was terrible in that regard. Like it's not bad for the price, right? Because it's the cheapest pickup right now. For the price, pretty decent. Like considering that we only had to do one delivery in a rented truck in order to afford our own Dabo, which could hold a pallet. It's not bad. But like, considering how accident prone it is, and how expensive tuning is, especially in the early game, then yeah, I don't know. I feel like Dabo is a decent pickup to have a little bit of fun in a later game. Like, I don't feel like it's in a decent space to be actually a good viable truck. Because Bora is just a little bit more expensive, but it is actually a decent truck. It's doing fairly well with everything. It's stable. Like the biggest thing that annoyed me in driving. Biggest thing that annoyed me in driving the Bora was that stock Bora only comes with a 4-speed transmission. And I'm not a fan of 4 speeds. Like it can feel decent. The little Chevrolet pickup, I don't know what it's called in game. But it's basically based on this old Chevrolet pickup.
I hope it wasn't.
Is it called Ranchy? I think it is. So yeah, it works fairly well with that. Hold up. Is there maybe a parking spot here? No. There is one here.
I was.
Yeah. Spawn that, spawn a Tuscan. We're gonna the quarry with it. Beautiful sound of a gate.
was gonna say bye. Honestly,
Actually, if you didn't know, uh, you didn't used to start with a Tuscan. Started with what was it called? Something
there is a, but
thingy or
yeah,
something.
all I'm saying,
They actually changed the starting car. Not even that long ago. I think it was like a year ago, maybe. It did have the same paint job.
no.
Alright, let's floor it on the highway. You need to brake it, otherwise you go into the wall over there.
Okay. That's like,
Hell, for a starter car, this car has decent top speed. And I think only 4-speed, right? Yeah. Yeah, 175 is a respectable
no,
speed.
it's black with,
And it's still like
I
fairly
can't answer
controllable
that.
at that speed. A lot of cars tend to go crazy at like 100. This one, this one does feel heavy, like all the muscle cars do. Like you can feel and see like the whole body movement corners, especially if you're going in with a little bit of momentum into a corner. I really feel that there is a lot of mass on this suspension. I don't know how much this car weighs, but like probably 2 tons at least. Whoa. That was planned. Yeah, no. Wait, I'm gonna have to out. Surprisingly, it was the front tires that gave way. In rear-wheel drives, usually the rear ones. Yeah, surprisingly, in this car, it's the front tires that's giving up. Well, if it doesn't, uh, it doesn't get understeer. Front tires that don't give up like here. It actually does have a pretty decent steering. Where to go? I get these spammers like at least every other stream. I even added a rule specifically to get rid of them. I don't have a lot of rules in the chat. I think I only have 3. And one of them is no advertising and spamming. And here they are, every other stream, like fucking clockwork, coming in and trying to sell me shit. Not interested. And like I'm hearing there is quite a lot of scamming going on YouTube right now. I didn't know that there was a lot of scamming going on Twitch. And like, I don't know, I feel like scamming just flourished like, I don't know. Nettles. They're freaking everywhere now. Just
So I should
sting
buy
you,
me.
annoy you. Like the stupidest thing is that those scam attacks that they're doing, they know that people are not gonna fall for it. It's called like something like a white fishing net or something like that. And it's basically like whale hunting in free-to-play games, if in free-to-play MMOs. So basically, in free-to-play if you make a free-to-play MMO, you know that most of your players are not gonna spend a dime on your game. But what you're basically hoping for is that you're gonna have... Is there a rock renting place down there? Actually, there is a parking spot down there, so I can drive down. So yeah, anyway, when you make a free-to-play MMO, you know that most players are not gonna spend a dime on your game. But what you're hoping for is that you're gonna find one whale, like at least one whale, like a tiny percentage, like 0.1% of your player base will be people that spend a lot of money. And it's the same with scamming pretty much these days. They do these attacks and they know that like 98% of people that they send the spam to, they will just ignore it, right?
Wow.
But what they're hoping for is that the remaining 2% will think about it and maybe even respond, and from that 2%, a lot of people will find out that it's a scam and just drop off. But like there will have like this 1, 2, maybe 3 guys that will fall for it.
I don't think.
And they can actually scam this guy. So, important lesson for today. If you see a scammer, report him.
Wow.
To any kind of authorities that that are available to report the scammer to.
Okay.
I'm not saying that these guys that are selling followers are scammers. I don't know. They might not be. They might be selling genuine viewers, which I'm not sure if it's against Twitch TOS. It might be. I'm not sure. I don't think so, but hell, it might be. But yeah, still, I have a rule for all advertisement chat, and they are breaking it. These are the new trucks. As you can see, the tire is about the size of tire. They're huge. Right? Yeah, I cannot drive these. Okay. Well, these trucks actually have crazy requirements. 200 driver level and 75 trucking level. craziness. Alright, so let's on it. Tuscan back. Maybe we can rent a cement truck. Oh, there we go. That's the back end kicking in. That's what I'm more used to with rear-wheel drives. Honestly, a bit terrifying in the quarry, but especially that visibility in this car is not ideal. I'm used to driving trucks which have like giant windshield. Not much in a way uh, of blocking your field of view. This car, the windshield is fairly... Oh yeah, also, yeah, they added this thing. And I've watched Mr. Bug driving in here, and apparently there's literally nothing in here. Just like a weird barracks settlement. There is no like delivery pickup points, anything like that. Oh yeah, it does seem like it's kind of like a little temporary settlement. Maybe this is gonna be a city. Because this game is very incremental. Like, this game is constantly changing. Like every patch that comes out, like there are construction places right now all over the map, and these basically mean that the developer is actively working on something in this region. So in like, maybe not the next patch, but in like couple of months probably, there will be something where the construction site is right now. Yeah, this game is very incremental. Like there is stuff going on. So yeah, this little barrack settlement, it might be like a temporary settlement that will become city. Or also, what I'm thinking is last patch the developers added this mechanic where the city is becoming sort of inactive. It's Ara has it right now, only Ara, where you need to deliver like at least a certain percentage of goods to the city, in order for the gas station and car mechanic to open up. So maybe they will introduce something like that. Like maybe there will be settlements that will, like small settlements that will be inactive when there are no goods being delivered to them. Because it does seem a bit weird that he introduced a mechanic like that. That's only being used in one place, isn't it? So I could grab a bulker from here. Oh yeah, there is a new CUDA as well in this patch. Totally forgot about it. Yeah, the flatbed CUDA. And also, I think there is either an upgrade or for existing trailer or a new. Oh, yeah, those are the new trailers. You can spawn them here. So yeah, you have this one, which ends with a saddle. So you can attach another one to it. I actually wonder if you can attach this to the truck, then attach another one of this to this thing. And make like a giant road train from it. I'm gonna have to check it out. When we buy the semi, we're gonna definitely try to do that. Although it would technically be illegal in both Trickies and the Workers League, because both these servers have free vehicle limit. So truck plus this would be a vehicle limit already. But this server on right now doesn't have, I mean, it does have a limit, but it has a limit of. We can try it here. Yeah, I think it's an upgrade for this trailer, where you can drop the sides. Okay, let's borrow a Atlas semi. I love the Atlas. It looks like we have a 6-speed in that. That's too bad. Beautiful. Alright, let's load it up. And when we deliver it, we will go to the truck dealership and try to buy our own semi. Hopefully Atlas like this one. I feel like Atlases are one of my favorite trucks right now. Especially the tag lifts. Because it's so versatile to have a tag lift. If you're hauling a medium cargo, you can basically tune it for two things. Like you can have just with a lifted tag lift, you can have that tuned for medium hauls, and with tag lift lowered, you can have that lift tuned for. Oh shoot! Come on. Yeah, and with tag lift down, you can have that tuned for heavy hauling. On my main account, I do actually have an Atlas tag lift like that. It does have a small problem though, and that is when going uphill, up the really high inclination hill like this one, you will with a heavy load, you will actually need to raise the tag lift. So the driver will have enough traction. Yeah, and that's why I like 18 speeds. If I had an 18 speed over there, I could be drifting up, increasing the speed. And with a 6 speed, I was stuck in a situation where I was getting a little bit of an acceleration in the first gear, but I was running out of gear, and if I shifted into second, I would just stop. Whoop. Yep. We are sideways. Oh yeah, also, I was reading something that about the towing being changed. Like the towing service that I just use. I think now it's more dependent on the distance to the workshop or something. Because before it was fairly easy. Just the price started at 0 and then it increased by a little bit every time you used it until it got to 1,000. But now it's different.
Oh,
I definitely noticed that it's dependent on how far away from you want to
yeah,
be
but
towed.
that's because
So the further point away from you you choose, the more expensive it is. And I'm pretty sure it's also dependent on
I'm so glad that you.
how far away you are from the nearest garage.
No, actually, I must take the book.
Yeah, I think I will stream a little bit longer than planned today. Because I do want to buy a semi today. And I would like to hold the sunflowers today. So I think we will deliver that, go to the truck dealership, see if we can afford a semi. If we cannot, we will take a loan and buy a semi. Then we will grab a delivery of something, probably fuel, to the sunflower farm. And grab the delivery of sunflower seeds from there. Oh, a tree in the middle of the road. That's nice. Weird things are happening today. I know it is a test branch, but it's literally the first time I'm having weird problems in the game. I'm having frame drops for the first time ever in the game. And also, like, I've never seen things like trees growing in the middle of the road, or in the beginning of the stream there was this weird green flash that had me convinced that there is a UFO in the game now. No, some tires are really not liking this. Eating hell. Well, yeah, as you can see, it gets more expensive the further away from where you want to spawn. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the case before, was it? Or maybe I was just at the 1000 cap for so long that I didn't notice that. Why are we go? Yeah, we're going left here. Oh wait. No, we are not going left. We have an overloaded axle. This truck is stock, so it doesn't have any suspension tuning, and it only has one axle in the back. And it is about 1.5 tons over the limit. If we go through that highway, we are gonna pay a fine for overloading. And it's a pretty expensive find, this one. I'm pretty sure it's 1,000 coins for an... if you have an overloaded axle.
You're 40 cents, Fred.
And if you are over the vehicle weight limit, it's another 1,000. Which we are not, currently. But we do have an overloaded axle. It's the real truck axle.
Oh, thanks. What is this?
No power in this one. I'm pretty sure the stock Atlas has the weakest truck engine, which is like 240 horsepower, I think. I wonder if the developers are gonna add more of these road train kind of trailers. And like, I feel like it's a nice addition with the road train focus right now. But like,
Oh, you are?
I think they should also focus on. I feel like the medium hauling is really underdeveloped right now. There wasn't really the only update recently with medium duty focus
I know it's hard to get it.
was
Well,
the
I-
addition of the Chauvin trailers, which are basically smaller box trailers. Yeah,
I
like
have
for the last couple of patches, it's mostly about
That's why
like hardcore trucking, like road trains, and before road trains it was off-roading, and like in general lately patches are more and more about hauling for cargo. Which means that, yeah, basically the cargo scaling that they added is necessary now, otherwise it will just get out of control. But like, this kind of hauling, like, I mean, this is also fairly heavy, but like, you know, Just jumping in a semi with one trailer, maybe not even the biggest of trailers, and just, I don't know, dropping some deliveries into the supermarket. I feel like this kind of thing is overlooked lately. We only have like two semis that are 4-axle semis, and it's this Atlas and the SRT. While we have a lot of semis with 6 axles. So the semis that are focused on heavy hauling. Because there is a Titan, there is the FL1, there is the Golema. There is the Atlas as well. There is Jamusi. Well, it also has 6 axles. 3 axles, sorry.
Wait, what are you? Wait, what are you? Are you telling?
Alright. Jesus. The owner's shares blood sucking. Like half. Okay. Is there... Hold up. Hold up, mate. I am gonna give you some space.
It's normal.
Now let's have a look if there is a parking space where I can...
Normal too. Normal too.
Hold up. Is that a parking space? Oh, yeah, that is. Okay. So I can spawn a trailer and drive this Atlas to the dealership. There we go. It's in the space, right? We do. And let's despawn the bulkhead. Yep. And we are going to... Yeah, go central. And we have just over 100k, which I think is enough for an SRT. By something a bit better. I'm hoping we can afford an Atlas. Like if I honestly don't know how expensive the Atlas is. If we can't, then I'd grab something else. FL1 maybe. Whoa, mate. Okay, let's park up. Let's actually park up in here. I can despawn the truck if I don't need it. And let's check it out. Okay, so the cheapest Atlas is 130. This is the okay. Okay, so I can only drive the cheapest Atlas. Hold up. Why does the tag lift require the highest level? Come on. That's bollocks. Hell, Titan is actually more expensive than... like, way more expensive than the Atlas. Lima and Lima. I'm not a fan of Kudas. I don't like these things. They just look tiny. Could get the Alwana if I want it. Yeah, okay, let's drive to the bank real quick. Get a little bit of loan. Alright, mate. How much can you offer me? 300,000. I don't need that much. I would need 50. Would eat almost 2,000 per 10 minutes. Interest is 3% per hour. So yeah, if I lower it to 4 hours, I would pay less, right? Just a little bit. 50,000 is not that much, right? Like with a semi, I should be able to get that in one trip. So yeah, let's do it in 3 hours, just to be safe. Hello, Happy Corpse. A brilliant name. Also, that is a decent Porsche. Gotta say, I love the stripes. Alright, let's go back and buy a truck. And it understeers terribly. Let's actually... spawn the car. And now we can grab the Atlas here. That was... We even have a little bit of money. Not enough to do anything crazy, but enough to throw in a paint job. Now let's maybe this time go for a nice white. Yeah. That looks good. And I could install one of those. I feel like more important thing to install would be the springs in the back. 200s in the back should be helpful. All right, and yeah, let's throw in this one. Yeah, I could grab another fuel tank as well. Those tend to be fairly useful. And long intake is a very useful and upgrade. I don't have enough high enough level to install turbo. Could install a diff, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. Transmission. I can barely afford a 13 speed. Okay. I mean, yeah, no. Let's leave it at that. And let's see, what does a sunflower seed require? Fuel and pallets. Okay. Yeah, we could grab fuel. There is fuel storage here. I think there is a fuel storage in here. Yeah. Okay, and there's also a, yeah, I could grab fuel from Jeju. I feel like this, it's about the same weight to Jeju as it is to Boxum. Yeah, let's go to Jeju. What the hell, mate? In a game before, there was a beautiful fuel tanker, like the silver one. It was gone, it was replaced by a Tanko. And Tanko is bigger. it's like higher. But like it looks a bit weird, especially with small trucks. So if you're driving something like a Jamusi, something like Atlas without the roof at whatever, um, or the SRT, it just looks weird on those. And the Titan as well, because Titan is a fairly, I mean, it's not a small truck per se, because it has exactly the same wheelbase as FL1,
Yeah.
but it's low, and it also looks a bit wonky, I feel like, with bigger trailers. And I really don't know why they would remove this trailer. It was really a good looking trailer. It was this, you know, this American style, like the long chrome tanker. And like, I know that, I mean, that's a problem in general with all MMOs mostly. But it is like, this game is kind of like an MMO, right? So, it is a problem in general that, that changes that influence late game are going to be exciting for the player base. Like, the most exciting. But you can't really ignore the early game or the middle game or the mid game. And like I said, it goes for like all the MMOs. If you focus at the late game, ignoring everything else, you go to a problem that Retail WoW has, where everything in a game is terrible, except for the late game. And the problem with that is that, okay, the players that you already have are excited, right? But, hold up. Thank you. Yeah, this thing is huge. Yeah, no, the problem with that is that, okay, the players that you already have are excited, but if you ignore the early game, you're not going to be gaining new players, and if you ignore the mid game, and if you ignore the mid game, the new players that you have are going to drop as soon as they reach it. So, focusing on late game only is a recipe for a dead MMO. And yeah, I feel like this game doesn't have this problem yet, but I'm afraid it might become a problem. Alright, so we are looking specifically for something that's not here. Lovely. Well, I guess we can deliver this fuel to ranch. And then I guess we'll drive empty to the sunflower farm. Oh! I am really not used to all those wobbly vehicles.
Oh, that's looking for my pants.
Maybe it's a good thing we didn't take the whole tank. I'm driving with half a tank and the truck is already struggling.
Oh, I can tank.
Anyhow, I think we'll leave the trailer at the ranch. And maybe even drive a Tuscan to farm. I mean, we're gonna be driving empty anyway. We might as well drive fast and empty.
That's just the plants.
Or we could try the, I think overseas imports will be on the way. We can check there to see if But they maybe have some pallets to the farm. Actually, does ranch even have parking space? I'm not entirely sure if it
Okay.
does. Yeah, I think it might not have. Nope, it doesn't. Okay. We are hauling the empty trailer. Hello? Why am I stuck? Yeah, sorry, I'm leaving this trailer here.
And a buyout. Oké. Oké. Dat was zo. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's a lesson. You need lock diffs in your trucks. Otherwise, apparently you can get stuck on the flat ground while towing an empty trailer. Not again. Okay, I'm getting go to the garage and give me a two-way locked 1.5. Yeah, let's go for 1.5. Maybe one. No, 1.5. Whoop. I did not know that I had my wheelchair profile. Okay, before I spawn the trailer, let me park up here. Check if there actually is a delivery. Because if there isn't any delivery... Oh, there is! There is... Wow. Literally one pallet. Yeah, I'm not gonna spawn a trailer for a pallet. Alright. Let's park up, spawn the Tuscan, and just go straight to the sunflower farm. Can actually drive Kira there. This one pallet. Yeah, let's do it.
Marius,
And it's just something on the way, maybe. No, okay. Oh yeah, diffs are one of the most important upgrades for trucks,
I was
usually. Because in real life, most trucks have diff lock. Basically, you can hit a button to lock a differential. Trucks in this game, for some reason, don't have it and can't have it. There's only Jamusi that can lock the diffs. Because the difference, right, is that most cars have opened differentials, and what that means is that the wheel on the axle that encounters less resistance gets more power. So when you're cornering, the outside wheel is encountering less resistance because basically the wheel on the outside
I just
needs to go the further way, so it needs to do more rotation. So more power is going to that wheel. So open differentials are really good for turning, especially if you need to do a tight turn. Open diffs are really good at that. Locked differentials are forcing both wheels on the same axle to rotate the same amount. So when you're turning, the wheel on the inside needs to slip because it needs to do less rotation than the one on the outside, but the differential is forcing it to do the same amount, so it needs to slip. And the tire is forcing the vehicle to straighten up. That's why it's worse for cornering.
Yes.
But what that also means is that if you have an open diff and one of the wheels on the driven axle is in the air, it's gonna get all the power. So the wheel that is in the air is gonna be spinning, doing nothing, while the other wheel is gonna be on the ground, just standing and also doing nothing. With lock differentials, you don't have that at all. because both wheels need to rotate the same amount. There is literally no way of wheels rotating a different amount of times. There are also limited slip differentials, which basically are the middlemen. They're a thing kind of in between a locked and an open diff. It's basically an open diff that locks up after certain amounts of rotations, or it doesn't allow a transfer of more than a certain percentage. So, for example, it might allow a transfer of like up to 70 or 80% to one wheel. So even if that wheel is in the air, the other wheel is gonna be getting some power. So you will not get in a situation like I just did, where your wheel is in the air or on a surface like ice or mud, and just spinning, one tire is spinning in place and the other one is doing nothing. And the difference between one way, 1.5 way and 2 way is in which direction the differential engages. So one way limits it, that's the differentials, only engages in power going forwards, basically. So if you are doing engine braking, the engine braking force will not be applied through the limited slip. It will act like an open diff. Two-way is acting the same way in both ways, so no matter if you're accelerating or engine braking, it will apply the force both ways. And 1.5 is basically applying the force normally when accelerating, and when engine braking it applies half the force. For trucks in this game, if you plan on doing a lot of tight turns, I would go for a two-way limited slip. If you're gonna be doing mostly like city driving, and if you're planning to do like a little bit of loose surface driving and long distance driving, then loft diffs are actually better. Your truck might get a little bit tail happy with locked diff. The whole back end might be a little bit loose. But you will not struggle with traction. Traction is important. Trains are so good because they have a lot of traction. Because the trains are actually not... They don't need to be that much more powerful to Uh, weird question.
So
Joe,
was-
what is your weird question?
Taking
What's your opinion on peeing in the shower? uh, I get that's not a weird question. That is actually an interesting question. I would say I am indifferent. I see advantages in. I see pros in both explanations. Because yeah, on one way, it is technically like eco-friendly because you are pouring water down the drain anyway, so you would waste less water if you pee in the shower. On the other hand, actually, on the other hand, it's just like some people find it disgusting, and that's about it. So yeah, I'm not judging either way. Follow up. Go ahead. Do you? No, I don't. Well, like, if we are on a topic of weird things in the shower being potentially disgusting, uh, I've seen a video from MatPat on, I think it was Style Theory, about if you need to wash your legs in the shower. And surprisingly, the answer to that is if the water from the shower falls like from the top on you, if the angle of water is from the top, you actually don't. You don't need to wash your legs. Your legs will be washed by all the soap and shampoo coming down from your body. They tested that. But if you have your shower head at an angle, so the water is not falling like straight, your feet as well, yes. Yes. As long as your shower head is spraying water on you from the top, not from not at an angle. It's an interesting video to watch, actually. Another potentially interesting shower fact is that this one is more known, but you should not wash your hair more often than every other day. Because the oil that is on your hair, it's actually needed. It protects your hair from drying out and getting destroyed. And so if you wash it every day, your body will actually increase the production of this oil. And your hair will be more damaged, well, because of that. Oh yeah, today when you take a shower, keep washing your hair. And the part about washing your legs and feet or peeing, I will leave up to you. I will not convince you either way. If you feel like doing either of those things or both, go for it. If not, then don't. And we're almost at the sunflower farm. Oh yeah, what I say it is actually weird to do in the shower is eating and or brushing your teeth. If you do that, then stop it. Get some help. Because why I kind of get why you would wash your teeth in the shower. I'm gonna tell you that if you're so short on time, you have serious problems. And eating in the shower, it's just don't. Just why? Just why would you do that? Eating it on the tub? No, no, no food in the bathroom. What's wrong with you? Okay, I want to see. You can connect two of those new trailers. Let's grab this one. Try to connect it to the other one. I'm not gonna actually hold that because this truck doesn't power. Just to satisfy my curiosity. I want to see if it's actually possible. Hello, I've seen a prompt. Oh, there we go. So yeah, you can connect two of those. So you can potentially make an absolute road train. Like connect as many of those as the server will allow you. Or your truck. Also, like this trailer is actually fairly heavy, even when empty. Right, but we are the rear one. It is so weird. Oh, we can transport it to Dasa. And the next stream, when we play it, and transport cars from Dasa. Also, like, harbors are a very good development cheat in this game, honestly. Like, if developers want to introduce something, but they don't really know what to do with it, they can just use harbors for that. Like, before the ironworks were introduced, this coal mine is older in the game. But before the ironworks was introduced, the only thing you could do with coal is bring it to the harbor. Same was with oil before the refinery was introduced. Same was with steel beams and steel coils before they added it to the vehicle production. Because now there is an alternative recipe for Formula SCM, and the new mining truck that does require, I think, both. So yeah, the fact that that the only place you can deliver sunflowers right now is to the harbor means that there might be something cooking for next batch. Maybe we will have like oil squeezing plant. There's probably some fancy name for oil squeezing industry. Then the oil could be transported with a tanker to a food factory, for example. Should I say the steering is up? But it's not anymore. Yeah, I was about to say that the steering is fairly heavy. This trailer in the back. Not actually that heavy, because the whole vehicle is just over 30 tons. But that's not really not that heavy. Considering that the truck is probably... The truck in an empty trailer is probably like 5 ton. $25-ton load isn't that for a truck. But yeah, the steering does feel weighty. Not as weighty as driving off-road, because that is a real workout. Oh, this guy I think has 3 of these trailers, wasn't he? Yeah, he did have 3 trailers. I'm not sure if it was these trailers exactly. I think so. We pretty much explored the whole map by now in the game. I'm pretty sure the only place we didn't go to is the Midgem, the I honestly have no idea how to pronounce this Korean name. Yeah, next time we actually might go there. We might try to do logging call. I like the easy logging call, the normal logging, not the oak. Because while this truck might be able to do regular logging, I really don't think it will be able to do oak. Fairly soon we will be passing the new truck factory. I think we are approaching the refinery now. And the new truck factories right after it. The hell is that? That's a tree. Those are weird trees. They look like giant mushrooms. There we go, street lights, so that probably means that we are... Oh! There is another one of those barrack towns here. And yes, there is the refinery. We soon should see the truck factory left. Oh, and the road in here is terrible. If you are driving a car in here, it's very easy to lose control in these holes. That's nice here. The road is going quite close to the sea. I did not see the truck factory. We are almost at the harbor. I didn't see it. Didn't miss it. Is it like right next to the refinery? Yeah, because here's the harbor already. wonder where you actually delivered it. And if it's the same drop-off point as before. No, it actually isn't. That's a new drop-off point. Okay, now the question is, do I... Yes, I do reverse. Basically reverse blind. Oh, there it is. Okay, I really overshot it. In. Straighten it out a little bit. Mark the side a little bit. Oh. Come on. And here we are. Beautiful finish. Right next to the sea. With cargo ships. Just majestic. Alright, and on that note, I will be finishing this. See you on Saturday. Like I was saying before, I will be streaming Path of Exile on Saturday. And I will be doing the roulette build. Basically, whatever the wheel says, I will build into and see how far I can come with it. So, see you on Saturday, and bye!